Welcome to Have You Read It, the channel where we bring books to life, one summary at a time. Today we're diving into Saleha Mohsin's Paper Soldiers, How the Weaponization of the Dollar Changed the World Order. This book isn't just about money, it's about power, influence, and the surprising ways the US dollar has become a weapon in international affairs. Mohsin argues that a specific moment, 5:13 p.m. on February 26, 2022, might mark the beginning of the end of the dollar's reign. This was when Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, after some hesitation, agreed to financially cripple Russia's central bank in response to the invasion of Ukraine. This act, while seemingly necessary, highlighted the potential dangers of using the dollar as a weapon. The book explores the dollar's rise to dominance, tracing it back to its origins during the Civil War with Salmon P. Chase's introduction of the greenback. This move, initially seen as radical, ultimately stabilized the Union's finances and solidified the concept of a fiat currency backed by the government's credibility. The story then moves to the Bretton Woods Conference in 1944, where the dollar was officially crowned the world's reserve currency, cementing its global importance. The U.S., emerging from World War II largely unscathed, held a dominant economic position and a majority of the world's gold reserves, giving the dollar unparalleled strength. The book chronicles the challenges the dollar faced in the decades after Bretton Woods, including Nixon's decision to abandon the gold standard in 1971 and the subsequent volatility in currency markets. The Plaza Accord of 1985, a secret meeting among the finance ministers of major economies, exemplified the control-freak tendencies of policymakers in managing the dollar's value. The narrative shifts to the Clinton era and Robert Rubin's introduction of the strong dollar policy. This seemingly simple phrase became an economic mantra aimed at calming markets and projecting an image of U.S. economic strength. Rubin's policy had a significant impact on the global economy, contributing to a period of sustained growth and a balanced budget. However, the book also reveals its downsides. Paper Soldiers highlights the unintended consequences of the strong dollar policy, particularly its negative impact on American manufacturing. As the dollar gained strength, American-made goods became more expensive in foreign markets, leading to job losses and economic hardship in the Rust Belt. The book uses the example of Weirton Steel, a company town devastated by foreign competition and the strong dollar, to illustrate this point. The story continues with the Bush administration and the aftermath of 9/11. The book explores how the dollar was further weaponized in the War on Terror, with sanctions becoming a primary tool to disrupt terrorist financing. The creation of the Office of Terrorism and Financial Intelligence within Treasury marked a major shift in the department's role, bringing it into the national security apparatus. The partnership with SWIFT, the global banking messaging system, gave the U.S. unprecedented access to financial data, further enhancing its ability to track and freeze terrorist funds. Paper Soldiers then examines the tenures of Paul O'Neill and John Snow, Bush's first two Treasury secretaries. Both struggled to manage the nuances of dollar policy, frequently causing market volatility with their public statements. Their difficulties illustrate the importance of credibility and communication for a Treasury secretary. The book then focuses on Hank Paulson's time at Treasury. Recruited from Goldman Sachs, Paulson brought a deep understanding of markets and a reputation for decisive action. His leadership during the 2008 financial crisis, navigating the complexities of TARP, and the government takeover of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, proved crucial in preventing a complete economic collapse. Paulson's efforts to manage the U.S.-China economic relationship also feature prominently. He established the Strategic Economic Dialogue to address trade imbalances and China's currency manipulation. However, the book reveals the difficulties in persuading China to change its policies, highlighting the long-term challenges of managing this crucial relationship. Paper Soldiers then pivots to Tim Geithner's tenure as Treasury Secretary during the Obama administration. His infamous cashroom speech, lacking in detail and inspiring little confidence, marked a rocky start. The book also details the debt ceiling crisis of 2011 and the secret plan to prioritize debt payments if an agreement wasn't reached, demonstrating the potential dangers of political brinkmanship. The narrative continues with the expansion of sanctions under the Obama administration and the emergence of secondary sanctions. This further amplified the dollar's weaponization, forcing other countries to choose between maintaining ties with the U.S. and pursuing their own economic or foreign policy interests. The book examines the complex relationship between the U.S. and China, arguing that it's a turbulent marriage of convenience. Geithner's early misstep in accusing China of currency manipulation before his confirmation even took place illustrated the delicate balance required in this relationship. The book explores how both countries are deeply intertwined economically, making cooperation essential while also creating potential for conflict. Paper Soldiers then moves to the Trump presidency, marking a dramatic shift in U.S. economic policy. Trump's disregard for traditional norms, his open desire for a weaker dollar, and his volatile trade policies created uncertainty in global markets. The book highlights Mnuchin's efforts to manage the turbulence, both protecting the dollar from Trump's impulses and carrying out his America First agenda. The book examines the sanctions imposed on Russian oligarch Oleg Deripaska and the resulting chaos in aluminum markets. This episode exemplified the unintended consequences of sanctions and raised questions about the Treasury's due diligence in assessing their potential impact. The narrative concludes with Janet Yellen's arrival at Treasury. The book describes the traditional dinner held for incoming Treasury secretaries, highlighting the informal fraternity of dollar stewards. Yellen's decision to sanction Russia's central bank after the invasion of Ukraine, marking a significant escalation in the weaponization of the dollar, brought the book full circle. The book ends with a discussion of the ongoing challenges to the dollar's dominance, including the rising debt ceiling and the increasing efforts of other countries to find alternatives to the dollar. It underscores the potential risks of overusing sanctions and the importance of maintaining a strong democracy to support a strong currency. So, what are the key takeaways? The dollar's dominance is a source of immense power for the U.S., but it also comes with responsibility. Overusing this power, through sanctions or volatile policymaking, risks undermining its long-term strength. A strong democracy is essential for a strong currency. Political instability and brinkmanship erode trust in the U.S. and its financial institutions, weakening the dollar's appeal. The global economy is deeply interconnected, and the U.S. cannot act unilaterally without consequences. Cooperation with allies is essential to maintain stability and prevent fragmentation of the financial system. The dollar's future remains uncertain. The U.S. must navigate the challenges of rising debt, increasing competition, and the growing desire of other countries for financial independence. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.